Straight from the edge, it's time for some mainframe drama. Over on The Witcher, Henry and Anya have brought together some performances that's becoming quite rare these days. And Henry had sought after the part when he learned it was available and wanted to bring what he thought the fans and himself would want from the character. And he obviously played the game and the books he sought after to read to get as much into the character as possible. And I think he delivered a performance that I don't think anyone else could have quite pulled off. And he brought a physicality to the character that makes it so believable, and just a lot of fun in the dynamics between him and the other characters, and certainly some comedic elements with the bard. And they definitely rode that line nicely between a little bit anti-hero to hero, and going after helping people, and the whole episodic element with an overarching plot. They definitely struck a nice balance between the two, and the timelines were able to meet up, where you got to see Yennefer and him meet, but the build-up for her character was something to behold too, because she'd gone from essentially being thrown away by her father to building herself into this amazing force of nature, and realizing what she'd given up as far as motherhood, and wanting her to go after it with a relentless pursuit to reclaim her ability to create life. And that's something given you by God, and so it's not really something that other people can take away. And that probably won't come into the show, but it's nice to see a lot of things happening in the physical plane mirrored in the show. And with so many of these properties going down in flames, obviously the deceiver, the imposter, anytime you showcase something that reflects back, that's going to get broken in a bunch of pieces. So hopefully, with the second part that's coming out, it stays true to what they started here. A couple of the really core, what I loved about this was, I think it was bottled appetites when Yennefer and Geralt first met. I think it was over a gin, and obviously everyone's raving about the bath scene, and they certainly brought the sexual chemistry there in a nice a dance where they both weren't showing their attraction to too much level. And by the end of the episode, the animal passion was too much for him, and but by the next episode, I think it was Rare Species, when they're going after the dragon, they obviously have a draw to each other that can't be denied. And there's even though there's a little bit of a battle between them, they're both good on their own, and don't really need somebody else to complete them, but together they take it to another level. And there was some tenderness that they expressed to each other that normally they would never open up to anyone else like that. And just they slowed the pacing down really nice in the whole tent scene, having even just a slow, passionate kiss, and the two of them just brought so much to their characters that you don't see a lot of done so well. And those two episodes though took it to another level. And obviously the entire show is great, but they need to keep those two definitely in a dynamic together and figuring their way through this world. And they obviously brought up later showing and earlier how usury and sacrifice are not things that are good, and you need to approach life in a way that you're supporting people through, I guess you would say, a devotion to a higher ideal, and by not using people to get where you need to go. They're definitely showing how that's destructive, the whole eel thing, and how people will do anything for power, and definitely Yennefer gets it, and she's a raw force of nature that is only barely touching into her potential, and her desire to have family and children is so nice to see, because it's going to carry this character if she stays rooted in what she knows in her heart is the important things in life. I just see a lot of potential here if it doesn't get screwed up with the way things go as far as plot and stuff. But as far as a storytelling thing, it's bringing it together, everything that you want out of a story, and keeping the writing going in the direction it's been going. Be nice to see. So great job, you guys, and just hope everything works out for you in bringing this story to other heights, and seeing where the characters can bring out the best in each other, and see where the love goes.